Shut the gates. We're back. This week we have a bit of a competition running. If you can guess the first try scorer and the margin of the game, you will win yourself a free football of your team choice. So, and we'll send it anywhere in the world. So just make sure you subscribe, like, and put the comment down in this video. First game on the Thursday night, we have the Newcastle Knights taking on the Brisbane Broncos at Central Coast Stadium. Toby, how do you think about this one?
I'm gonna tip the Knights.
Yep.
I'm gonna tip them 1-12. I just felt last week they were coming at Melbourne, but then I felt like they were kind of unlucky with that late penalty that really took the game out of their hands. And Kalen Ponga probably bombed a try earlier in that second half where I thought he should have went in. He just ran back through the middle. They would have scored there as well, but they really gave it to Melbourne. I thought the first probably 20 to 30 they weren't with them, and then they gained some momentum out of that, and they looked pretty good from then on. Brisbane looked good on last Thursday against Manly. The first half, that's probably the best half they've ever put together for quite some time.
Since the quarantine break.
Well, yeah.
Because they were good against the Cowboys round one.
Yeah, they were.
And they won their first two games.
Yeah, and one was against the Bunnies as well. So. I think with Pangai and Alex Glenn coming back in, I think that's going to stiffen up their forward pack. I'm going to tip Newcastle 1-12.
What do you think about Herbie Farnsworth being in the centres?
Yeah, not a move that I would probably do.
No, I wouldn't do it.
Pangai, does he get suspended again this week?
Hope not.
Hope not. Well, I'm going Newcastle 13+. I reckon this is going to be a carve up. Could be 20+. I think Newcastle, they showed their good signs going into the second half of Melbourne, and they probably could have come back against Melbourne and beat them. A couple bad calls go against them, but Melbourne put them to the sword pretty early, and they couldn't really recover. But I think this week they'll get their bearings, and I think they'll put Brisbane away comfortably. Brisbane, I thought they weren't that good. Like they just took advantage of Manly's poor mistakes. Manly were terrible in that first half, and then they sort of. And then Brisbane sort of waited for Manly to get back in the game, which they did, and they won it.
Yeah.
So, and I think Newcastle's a better team than Manly.
Yeah.
And especially after coming off a loss, especially where they could have won it, I reckon Newcastle they'll be less complacent than if they got a win. So they'll be on fire looking for a win, as every team is every week. But a little bit of extra motivation if they need it, other than their paychecks.
Give me my money!
Xavier Coates, what do you think about him last week?
Oh, he was exceptional. They have to keep him there full time.
Yeah.
They have to upgrade his deal. They need to keep him there long term.
Yeah.
He's going to be a superstar for the future. He is the next Greg Inglis. He is absolutely outstanding. I think when he bulks up a bit more and a bit more experience as well, he's only played probably 3 or 4 games at the moment.
Isn't this his second game? Wasn't that his second game?
He played a couple.
He played the Sharks.
Yeah, I think he played one more, and then that might have been his third game. But yeah, I think he is. I think he's the best potential coming out of Brisbane at the moment.
I think he is as well. But are you worried that the Broncos are going to use him too much now?
Possibly.
Because I've seen a lot of them, like as soon as they got down there, because Coates did it once, they kept going to him all night.
Yeah.
And Manly adjusted.
Yeah.
And he didn't get. He got one more good opportunity, which Coates didn't get.
Yeah.
So I would say he's on his way to becoming a really good player, but as long as the Broncos don't burn him out.
No, that's it. They can't just keep, as you said, they worked him out or whatever. I think they need to find a way to unlock his running game a bit more. Maybe like what Steve Renouf used to do, come in the middle of the field as an outside back, just sniff around the middle. Not every time, but just have a sniff, see what he can create.
Well, also because he needs to bulk up a bit, because those wingers, they're extra forwards now.
Yeah, absolutely.
They need to get out of trouble, and if they're not getting out of trouble, it's using your forwards again. Yeah. It's going to be tired, and you can't expect Oates on the other side because he's gone back to wing from. I thought Oates was pretty good in the back row last week. He did his job. Played 34 tackles.
Yeah.
So
his running game was effective with all the defence work. I think he only ran for 60 metres or something.
Yeah.
But it was he might have a future there. But I think the quality of back rows that Brisbane do have his best positions on the wing if he wants to stay at the club.
Yeah. So you're going Newcastle 1 to
I'm
12.
going Newcastle 1 to 12. I do hope maybe this could be a danger game for the Knights. Don't know, but I'm hoping 1 to 12.
I'm going Newcastle 13, 18, 19 plus. So anything else in this one?
No, that's all good, mate.
What do you guys think? Will Newcastle bounce back after that loss against Melbourne? Or do the Broncos, do they continue on from that first half against Manly and roll through the Knights? Let us know in the comments. Shut the gates.
That's a